Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kim, and this is some sort of Q&A where you ask me questions and I answer them. It's Friday. We made it. Made it through the week. I hope you guys made it. For those of you who had to deal with the blizzard, I hope you made it through. We made it through, but there's snow everywhere. It's melting, which is a good thing, but it is everywhere. I hope you are taking care of yourselves. I hope you're engaging in self care. I hope you are managing your stress as well as you can. Things are crazy, things are out of control, but we are moving along and getting through it. Okay. Um, I don't have much to say. I mean, I've been busy. I'm doing okay. I am a little tired right now, actually. But I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. You guys haven't seen me all week. I've been, my mind has not been on talking about much of anything and when it comes to this situation, but mostly because I've been busy with life stuff, work, and being more focused on that part of my life. But it's the weekend and I'm going to try and get a few things uploaded for those of you who watch, for those of you who are interested. I will be doing my Epstein video. I want to do maybe a Kamala video. There's been a lot going on with her and her campaigning. But yeah, so I have a few videos. I'll do a live soon. My mind, I don't know. I don't dislike YouTube, but it takes a lot of energy. And once I took my energy back, it's hard to dole it out when you want to keep it for yourself, you know? But I'm here because you guys still get something out of it. I'm not to say I don't get anything out of it. I really do enjoy genuinely talking. Um, but I'm also enjoy reading for you guys and reading about this. But we're in it, we're here, and I was getting a phone call. I wanted to see what that was. We're gonna get into it. I'm just gonna jump into it because my mind is a little foggy, so I don't have much to say. So let's just jump into the questions, all right? All right, so first question is saying, hey Kim, right now it seems like financially the US is being bankrupted on purpose. Do you see struggling times for us in the near future? We're struggling right now, aren't we? You know, we are here. We are in the struggle. People, um, the unemployment rate has been at its highest. Trump only added about 113,000 jobs this year, where Biden added triple that amount by this time. So yeah, we are here. We are. Mhm. Yeah. Um, I was looking for my pendulum, but yeah, yeah. Mhm. We are. People are struggling. People are struggling to pay their rent. People are struggling to get it together financially. Everything is skyrocketing. People's electric bills. everything. I can tell you what can come from that, though. Companies are shutting down and letting people go. The question. Hey, Kim. Okay, the question is, do you see struggling times for us in the near future? Will the U.S. continue to struggle financially in the near future? That is a yes. Okay. So the answer is yes. Let's look at what will come of it. Hmm. All right. Five of Cups in reverse came out. Five of Cups in reverse. What will come of it? Emperor on the bottom. Eight of Cups. Four of Cups. Four of Pentacles, rather. So we have Five of Cups in reverse. Eight of Cups upright. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is about holding on to money. And my question, what will result of it, is about us. Like, how will we respond to the struggle? Not spending our money. Ten of Cups. Like I said long ago, when this first, when we ended up here, when it first, in December, before we came into January, the new year, I said, we are going to be spending less. We are going to be sharing resources and with each other, more and more, because things are incredibly out of control. What I do see in certain states, it also depends on how the state handles this and what things they're putting into place to cut back on some of what we have to deal with. And so, like, my governor, for example, in the state of New Jersey, she just signed an executive order regarding people's energy bill. It has been doubled because of that, tripled because of that, because of having a president like Donald Trump. So, it depends on who is running your state to offer some relief. But we looking at this here, the Five of Cups in reverse is, moving into some sort of healing, and then you have the Eight of Cups, which is moving into transitioning into a healing space, but really like moving into something despite the uncertainty. Things are very uncertain. Things are not so uncertain. They are clear of what we've been seeing. So, um, yeah, we're struggling now, pretty terribly. Some people can't buy groceries. Some people can't pay their rent. Some people are unemployed and can't find a job. It's rough out there. So we are seeing the impact and the effects of it. Some people don't even have clean running water. Um, so that's what's going to happen with the Four of Pentacles here. Four of Pentacles is holding on to, if you look at it, it's about finances. The Pentacles, it's also about money. So when you look at the Four of Pentacles, it's about sometimes like stinginess, holding on to your money, saving your money, not letting it go because of a literal situation of lack or a feeling of insecurity and lack. So that's what, so with these two things here, Four of Pentacles and Ten of Cups really shows me like we are going to continue, like I've seen that happening, sharing resources, um, people moving in with their family, to cut back on the finances they have, so those sort of things is what is going to, is happening and will continue to happen as we continue to go down, unfortunately. Um, that's the honest truth. But we'll find a way, and it depends on the state you're in. Honestly, if you're in a red state, you are in peril. You're struggling. And that isn't to say there aren't people in blue states. Everyone in any state is struggling tremendously, terribly. But in terms of relief efforts, is what I mean. Okay. So that was the first question. All right, second question. Let's look at that. Will the three scrubbed interviews conducted by the FBI, that a 13-year-old girl made be released? She implicated Jeffrey Epstein and DT Donald Trump of horrible things. I understand if you don't read on this, it's just making me so damn mad that one U.S. conspirator has been arrested. Not one, is what you said. I'm sorry. It's all right. It is all right. Um, it's fine. I could. Will it be unscrubbed? Okay. Will the FBI interview of the then 13 or 14-year-old girl be unscrubbed? Will it be unscrubbed? No. They're not going to do anything. That's what I've been saying for the longest time. That here in the United States, We don't have a government. We don't have a system in place to work the way it's supposed to. You know. One could argue back in back when he originally got arrested and it was all covered up. And then you have the DOJ after DOJ. So, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We don't have an FBI. That's what's the FBI doing? Nothing. You know. I'm not even sure if we have any. I don't know if we have a DEA or a CIA. I don't think so. We are. There's no floor, like I said. So the answer is no. We won't be unscrubbed. The answer will be Donald Trump is not going to do any hearings. He's not going to sit down and, unless what I saw with those microphones was him doing a hearing. The No, like I'd say no. Energy is very heavy, by the way. I felt fine until I pressed record. Energy feels heavy. Let's see here. Four of Swords. Eight of Swords. No. The answer is no. Nope. Page of Swords. Information being held. Temperance. The Sun. Interesting. Four of Swords. I'll repeat what I said before about this. Eight of Swords. Four of Swords and Eight of Swords. How you approach something with the Four of Swords, taking a step back so you could approach something in a different way. And Eight of Swords is being trapped, like you're being. It's a intellectual limitation, a mental limitation. So that's the energy they're forcing upon this entire. It's a cover up, like I said they would do. I said they would do this. Redact and all the real. It's so much stuff. They couldn't get everything. They couldn't catch everything. This man put so much pressure on them. This team they put together with all these binders and, this man put so much pressure on them that they couldn't read through everything. They were just get it up there. Well, if we see something, we'll just scrub it or we'll redact, And so all the worst things they've either they've destroyed it. It's gone. But there's more, you know what I mean? Like you could destroy it, right? So this is like covering something up, that feeling of. I see, with the Eight of Swords, I always think of like wanting to say something and wanting to do something but can't. And it's not a particular person, it's just the energy itself wanting to come out. It has come out. You know, in terms of consequence, like we know who he is, Donald Trump. He could say he's exonerated. He could say that until he's red in the face. We know what he is. We've always known. And so they're covering it up, or at least trying to, right? Because right, you have the Page of Swords after the Eight of Swords. Page of Swords is about information. All these swords. Swords is a card of communication, you know, talking, sharing information. And so that's what the Page of Swords is, part of it is about collecting information, collecting knowledge. And then it's after the Eight of Swords. So it starts with this is the energy they're enforcing. You have Hillary Clinton. That was the worst thing you could have. Oh, she was unhinged. No, she wasn't. We're going to see it, right? They're going to vote to show her testify. You should have had just her husband testify. He knew Jeffrey Epstein. Do I think he went to Epstein Island? No. There's no account that he was there or allegations that he did anything. But he was there, and so, he definitely should. But Hillary Clinton is a clear, just give him that. Give him Hillary Clinton. It's just blatant, but it's not for us. It's not to prove to us. It's to prove to his supporters. They don't care. They know what it looks like. They don't they don't care. They don't give a shit. And so this energy they're forcing, these three swords here, but the Page of Swords is pushing itself and saying, you could cover up until you're red in the face. Because then you have Temperance, and then you have the Sun. Temperance is a card of healing. The Sun is a card of exposure. Sun is about coming out from the darkness into the light. And you start off with the Four of Swords, okay? And no matter, they don't understand that. What I see is that other countries are doing their own investigations. Other countries are. You think there's only information in America? Other countries are. You think they're not going to be able to get unscrubbed files? Other countries with their own intelligence? You have Poland saying we're doing our own investigation. So that's what I see. Other countries really doing their own inquiries while the US continues to cover it up. It's a real problem. It's a real problem, but it's going to come out either way. You can't, the lid is off. You cannot. I see they're trying to move away from it, but you can't cover this up anymore. The lid is off. It's Pandora's box is open, but in terms of no, that's not going to be. No. And what more do you need? They took the worst of it and got rid of it. Okay. Okay. All right, I answered that one. That was twice. Put up there twice. Okay. Has a leather. Whoa. Wow. Words. Next question. Has the legislative branch become undone? IOW is the function of a legislator, no longer that of one who rights laws, but is now someone who is an Instagram influencer, protest organizer, and public rally organizer. Thank you. What's IOW? What is that? Is that a typo? I will never pretend to know when I don't know. What is it a person? What are we talking about here? In other words, is that what you meant? Let me look at the context. Oh, okay. That's a legislative. Yeah, it's become undone. There's no legislative branch. Hmm. Yeah. You have, see, the Supreme Court stopped Trump tariffs because of the way this is too big for him, to do, because it would hinder and affect them, and it's unconstitutional. Like, you really can't argue around that. Other things like social things, he could do what he wants. You could be racist, you could stop the mail, you know, all that. Five of Cups. Yeah, it's done. It's completely undone. You have judges, you have federal judges, um, you have federal judges handing down um, judgments, and it's just being ignored. And then it's ignored and nothing comes of it. you know? So, yeah, the answer is yes. And that's honestly, it's what I feel energetically. It's, yeah, we're pretty. I foresaw this, but yeah, it's we are settling into not normalcy, not at all. It won't sustain itself, but we're settling into, yeah, this is where we are. Acceptance. And slowly being pushed up into more resistance. But there's no guardrails. There's no floor. There's no say that I will do whatever I want. I don't care what this judge says. The law. He owns the Department of Justice. But I know some of y'all got upset with me, and some of y'all even stopped watching because of what I said. That you know, and now here we are. So we can't rely on the system that in a way that we expect it to work, because there is none right now. We don't have one currently. I know the idea of having one is nice, but that doesn't mean to say we haven't had successes. We have had plenty of them. Did y'all hear about New Jersey's law they're trying to put into place called F-ICE? Go read up on that. So good. So, so good. It's literally called F-ICE. But we've had, things like schools, Department of Education being ordered that they can't get rid of DEI education. And those things, those sort of things that they follow there's judgments handed down, and it's the rule of law and it's followed for the most part in terms of that. Because you have advocacy groups pushing, pushing, pushing. But then you have something like immigration judgments, and they're just being ignored. People are being put in camps and used. I said that when I channeled Harriet Tubman. She said that they're going to try to create a new slavery, but it won't work. It won't sustain itself. That's the big plan, to use people as labor until they can't anymore, and then you move them where. That's why they're building all these. I'm telling you, we gotta wake up, and I think that's what's happening. More and more people, the right kind of people. I'm not talking about MAGA. They'll never wake up. Um, More and more young people, more and more people who were not engaged is who I mean. They're starting to look and be like, what the hell's going on? The people who actually should matter, not the ones who have always been engaged and just vote for the same bullshit. Y'all are poor in these red states, a lot of them, like West Virginia or Alabama. You see little things changing here and there, but for the overall, it's like, y'all don't have clean drinking water. Your infrastructure is messed up. Yeah, y'all rely heavily on assistance from the government, and y'all don't have your health care is wrecked. Your education is wrecked. Y'all don't think about that. Y'all don't be thinking about that. Anyway, next question. 5 of Cups came out, so yeah, it's undone. But it'll. I'm not saying this to y'all. Know I like to keep it real, and what I sense energetically. We'll get through it though. We're gonna get through it. It's not gonna. 5 of Cups is also it encourages you to um, move move. Let the despair and the pain um, don't sit in it. Part of the 5 of Cups is like crying over spilled milk, and it encourages you. Encourages you. See, words are hard. It encourages you to move into healing, whatever that looks like for you. It's not the same for everyone. Okay? Yes, it is now someone who's an Instagram influencer, public organizer, the people. It's the people. Our next question, will James Tallarico win the Democratic? Nope. Y'all keep asking me this, and I keep telling y'all the same. Y'all want him to win, huh? Because he's white? Because he has a gentle tone? This man is a Republican, by the way. You know, you could, you show me someone. I could always be, when I first saw this happening, I was very neutral about it. Like, okay, but what I knew is that not, I didn't, I knew about Jasmine Crockett, but I didn't follow her like that. I knew I would see her. Obviously, everyone sees her. She has more experience. Those are the things I knew energetically from the first time I read about her in my life. And I didn't know anything about James Tallarico. And when I did a reading in the live about him, I felt in the energy that he was young and inexperienced. And sometimes that means nothing. You can't really, but he's inexperienced. And he said that Donald Trump was a child of God. And to me, no, I don't want you. I don't live in Texas. Y'all vote how y'all want. But he's saying some things that he is meeting with, anyway, he's saying some things that are questionable. And you could believe that Donald Trump is a child of God, but he's saying some things that are very weird. And you can have your opinions about Joe Biden and all that stuff, but when you say things like he's failed us, that's wild. Because I could name 20 ways how he hasn't failed the country, Joe Biden. And so when you move like that as a Democrat, just to get Republicans on your side, white voters, it leaves a gross taste. Y'all want him to win because of that. Oh, he's more. We need MAGA. No, we don't. They are destroying the country and your culture. That is the truth. Y'all fall into the same. Some of y'all fall into the same. So I'm not talking to the person who asked the question, but I'm just speaking in general terms. This isn't. I'm speaking in general terms. We gotta be. My guides tell me, the people I've channeled, it just tell me like we're in a year of the horse. We moved out of the year of the snake. We need new skin. We have new skin. And y'all keep bundling down into the old stuff. We keep doing it because it's comfortable. It's what you know. It's you see, what are you afraid of? We are in hell now. We're here. So you gotta get some courage now, is what the energy says. Time for courage. Time for saying no, time for speaking up, time for arguing, time for turning your back on people who, if you want to save the country, you have to change completely. James Tallarico, show me his results for the primary. I think today is the last day of voting. I think the full results come out on the 5th, from what I understand. Magician and reverse. That's not good. From what I understand, well, I don't really pay attention. They're saying that so far Jasmine Crockett is ahead. Okay. Show me his results for the primary. Those are not. Those are literally cards I just pulled. If they come up, those are his cards. Oh, you know what they're telling me to do? They're telling me to do this. 5 of Cups on the bottom. 5 of Cups on the bottom. So we have the Magician in reverse. 2 more shuffles. We have the 6 of Wands in reverse now. The Chariot in reverse. Not good. 9 of Wands. We got that before. We have the Hierophant upright. We have the Tower. And lastly, we have the Ace of Swords. His mouth has been costing him. The Magician, the state of Texas is not red. When you pull back the lens, the entire state of Texas is not red. Y'all have to really do it differently. I'm not saying Jasmine Crockett deserves to win because she's black. I'm saying that y'all have to stop saying that she can't win because she's black. Y'all have to stop saying that. Stop being afraid and be anti-racist is what I beg. I'm begging because it is so harmful to y'all. Because look at where we are. Even though he cheated, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only and informational purposes only and alleged. Even though he cheated, still a problem. That's our lessons, okay? And I know you're like, oh, it's beating a dead horse. You keep saying those things. And I keep saying it because that's what my spirit guides tell me. That's what I know. That's what I know. Like, we need real change. We do. We do. Magician in reverse. Magician is about power. There's a lack of power there with it in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse. It's about, Six of Wands is about your reputation and support. It's about victory. It's in reverse. We'll see what happens. The Hierophant is about elevation into higher offices. It's about expansion. It's about graduation up, going higher. But then the Tower is after it. Not good. Not good. Ace of Swords. We'll see what happens. Because when I see like, oh, I like Jasmine Crockett, and she's so blah blah blah. She's great in her position. Like they tried to do with Kamala, say the same rhetoric. It's the same rhetoric, and it pisses me off because I know what those mean underneath. His tone is more gentle. What? We don't need that. You see, this man said, I don't care what the Supreme Court says. I'm still going to ruin these countries. I'm going to do what I want with these countries because no one could tell. He said that. I watched this man say that into the microphone. And you want someone with a gentle tone? The state of Texas, when they have a snowstorm or a hurricane, they in Houston, they lose power for 3 hours, 3 days, I mean. You're on your own. No one helps them. And you want to sit up there. I know this is a different tone. I've been using a different tone. But it's because energetically I see where we are now. Energetically I could feel reality has shifted. I'm not the same person. Well, we change. That's what happens. But I could feel energetically the collective. And it's the ones that are resisting the shift that annoy me. It's annoying. It's annoying. You look at Mayor Mamdani and you're just like, I said that he's gonna do a fabulous job. And it's only Feb March now. It's March. It'll be March. And I see him going very far in politics. He's he's going to be mayor for 2 terms, and he could possibly be governor. He's going to go up, 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 Mamdani, because the energy has shifted. It is literally like the door is open for goodness, and the universe is saying, we got the door open for y'all to change. we leaving the door open, so all the people that I keep seeing, I'm like, I can't believe we still have to deal with Nina Turner. I can't believe we still have to see Jill Stein. I can't believe we still have to deal and see these people who are disruptors, who don't align. They don't align. You don't align. I get what y'all think you align with, but y'all don't. What is the difference? Because Nina Turner is supposed to be a socialist, a social democrat. Is she? Is she not? No, maybe. I'm not sure. But let's look at someone like Mayor Mamdani, who is of the same vein of social democracy, who is supposed to be quote unquote radical in the way he thinks, which is really is just he wants to take care of people and make sure that they can live, that they can live. Crime is down because when people have food, they don't commit crimes. Most crimes are petty ones. I know I'm rambling. I know I'm rambling. But my point is that we have to change. We have the opportunity. Literally, we can't respond the same way anymore to anything. We have to be um, we have to be smart in how we engage with information. We have to be we have to challenge our biases. We have to go inward and say, okay, am I doing the same thing? Am I responding like we are not okay? We are in hell. So we're not okay. And so when things get to beyond a crisis point, you have to really look at yourself and how you reflect to the collective. And there are just some people that I've learned that will not ever do that. And so we gotta leave them to learn their lessons while we try to uplift the collective for real change. And so voices like Jasmine Crockett, she is not because she's black, but because she is genuine, authentic, experienced. She was one of the first ones before the tariffs came out. She said, "This is unconstitutional. He's breaking the law. He's breaking the law." So if I lived in Texas, I would prefer to have someone who is experienced and seems to care, and won't say things like Donald Trump is a child of God. That man is the Antichrist. He is. He is. He is. I'm talking about Jesus, the Palestinian OG, Jesus. Okay, person and what he represents. And I'm talking about a religion. Talking about the person. He is anti that. So let's look at the outcome for Jasmine Crockett. Right? Outcome for Jasmine Crockett. I know I went on a spiel, I know, but sometimes I'm just in things that Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Because I don't come on here as much as I used to now because, like I said, I don't have a sense of urgency. I think we got it. But I think there's certain things that we have to understand. And that is one of them. We have to change. We have to stop looking to people who won't change and expecting them to. It's just we keep taking this disrespect for our country to our communities, to our cultures, to what we don't need that. Stop looking to these people. Middle America, who's knee deep in like the true tea is like they use racism as they use their hatred as a way to, they don't want to share a space or compete, when in reality the true tea is that Donald Trump and his administration are coming after you and using non-white people as a shield, that we are the problem, when really they're coming after y'all stuff. Black people don't benefit the most from DEI. All of the things they're inputting is to get rid of women who aren't black or Asian or Latino. They don't want y'all. But listen, Project 2025. But I think we'll get through it. Let's see, Jasmine Crockett. How long have I been speaking? Too long. It's not a lot of questions. I think it's only like 4 or 5 questions. But there's 12 posts. I don't know. It might be a lot. Jasmine Crockett. How'd that happen? Did I grab this weird? Okay. Okay. 4 swords in reverse. Okay, we have what's on the bottom? 2 of wands. Is that the 2 or 3? 3 of wands on the bottom. 7 of pentacles. 7 of pentacles. Interesting on the bottom. I'm going to pull these for her too. So that's what I did with James. I'm trying to do the same reading. And then these. We have the 6 of swords. We have the 5 of cups. Very interesting. 3 of cups. 7 of wands. Finding your voice. Holding your position. Standing your ground. Three of wands is expansion, progression, waiting for results. 7 of pentacles is making your goals grow, watering your garden. You see that? The roots at the bottom there. 7 of swords in reverse came out first. And when the 7 of swords is upright, it is about shadiness. It's about shadiness. It's about weak foundations, but this is in reverse. So it's the opposite of that. Moving out of a toxic situation, finding solutions to problems. The Hermit and the High Priestess, 9 of Wands. Those are always her cards. The High Priestess always comes out for her because she has her own gifts, like I said. Page of Cups. What's her sign? Let's see. I'm really hungry. What is Jasmine Crockett's zodiac? Aries. I knew that. What is her moon? That's why she is so outspoken. Moon sign is Capricorn. Yeah, that makes sense. Page of Cups. Ten of Swords. Ultimates. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Where's my pendulum? What did I do with it? Three of Cups. Celebration. Support. Are those cards? Are those more cards? Dang, it's like full deck. What did I do with the pendulum? I'm always losing this thing, guys. You know that? It's just missing. Alright, well, I don't understand. Oh, here it is. Let me grab. I don't know how that happened. Alright, sorry about that. It was a lot just now. Okay. Will James Tallarico win the Texas primary for Democrats? Say no. Arm. Okay, let's try one more time. Will James Tallarico win the Democratic primary for Texas? Say no. Go to center. Will Jasmine Crockett win the Texas primary for the Democrats? Will Jasmine Crockett win the Texas primary for the Democrats? My arm is like really hurting from being in this position. It says yes. Right? So there you have it. It'll be close though. But it looks like she has more of a chance. Triumphing, it feels like. Like, oh, I don't know if she'll win, but somehow it feels like that sort of thing. Ciao. Anyway, go on ahead, girl. I'm rooting for you. All right. Hi, Kim. I hope you're doing well. Question: will we, the public, ever be told what the contents were in the storage facilities all over the country that were owned by Jeffrey Epstein? Will there be indictments of the child rapists listed in the files so survivors finally see some sort of justice when the next president takes office? Thank you for sharing your gift with us. Yes, but there a lot of people have fled. A lot of people will try to flee, but yeah, everything will come out. They can't listen. The safeguards, the information, they could burn it, they could, but it's still somewhere. Elon Musk is going to jail, guys. That's, yeah, that's what's going to happen with Elon Musk. That's why he's going to go to jail, among other things. You see that he was found liable for election interference. He cheated in the election in Georgia. And you mean to tell me he didn't do it anywhere else? Come on. And that's what I said. They're going to announce it, and people are just going to be like, all right, well, moving on. That's what happened. That's what happened. But he won't be arrested in this country. He's going to be arrested in another country. They are gunning for him. He's in barrel. Elon Musk. Okay. When another president gets into power, will there be indictments handed down for the Jeffrey Epstein files? The sun, the moon. Interesting, the sun and the moon. Queen of Wands. Percussion, Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pence. Ace of Pentacles. Oh yeah. Five of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Past coming back. And Judgment. The answer is yes. Sun, the moon. Queen of Wands, exposing things hidden. That's what the sun and the moon means. Ten of Pentacles. Like a legacy, like, security, stability. Ace of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. There's nowhere to hide. Nowhere to run to. Six of Cups. And Judgment. Karma. Card of Karma. The trumpet is blown. And your judgment is here. Have you given good karma to the world? Or bad karma? Because you're here to be judged. Yes. I said they will get their justice. We just have to deal with this first. The type of uh, corruption that makes you that leaves you breathless. We read about corruption all the time. We read about it in history, and but when you are literally a part of that, experience it, you're like, oh my goodness gracious. Make it stop. Make it stop. All right. So yes, your answer is yes. Hi Kim, thanks for sharing your gifts. You're welcome. Do your cards ever see that the fraud of the election will ever come to light? Will Trump ever be held accountable? I just talked about that, right? Deep down, they know that this was not, this wasn't done legally, but you need like irrefutable evidence. If they audited more states, if the election board said, let's look at our state, at each state, in each state, what would they find? Because he didn't do it in just Georgia, and he didn't do it in just with paper ballots. I tell you, Let's see. Will King of Swords, the Fool. Six of Cups, Nine of Cups. Justice, Five of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. I mean, maybe. We have the King of Swords, we have Fool. You know, it's about the truth and like taking a leap of faith and trust, but it also feels foolish. Like it's fruitless, is what it feels like this is saying. Yeah. Six of Cups and Nine of Cups. Six of Cups, you know, taking past lessons and bringing it into your present. And it's, you know, Nine of Cups is about enjoying your past efforts. I also view the Nine of Cups as like support. Then you have Justice. You have Justice here. That's why, you know, maybe. Then you have the Five of Pentacles up there. It's a minor card, and the Ten of Wands. It'll be very hard. I can't say no. You know, and I think back to like what when the energy was smaller, and I'd hear, you know what I mean. It's like talking about like this will be exposed. It'll be quiet though, and that's what happened. They said, yeah, he cheated over up in here, and he did nothing. Okay, so now what? What do you do with that? This man cheated. So okay, nothing. We're not gonna do anything. No other state enacted nothing else. No audits. Maybe is the answer. Five of Swords and then the Eight of Cups. Perhaps. I think they're gonna do like they did with Hillary many years later. I mean, they're supposed to be like, okay, yeah, we absolutely trust you with our elections. We have to demand change, and that starts with us. How we respond, how we take in information, how we go to vote, how we, yeah. All right, that's next one. Hi, Kim. Hope you're doing good this week. I was wondering if Edgar Casey sees another pandemic in the near future. You know what's funny is that I was drifting off to sleep last night, and sometimes when I get a barrage of thoughts or messages, you know, or um, and you know, I'm when I'm tired, like I'm sifting through. Excuse me. Whether or not like but I've been thinking lately a lot about our healthcare. And I was thinking about how much peril we're in. Like we're on lists now of like they're trying to confirm this horrible surgeon general who doesn't believe in health. Um, but I was thinking about that as I was drifting off. Will we get another pandemic? No, no, not for quite some time. Not in our lifetime. Edgar's saying, this may sound scary. Maybe not. It's really not scary to me. But he's saying it's not scary. He's saying like the wave of people who passed the first time, that is not due to happen again for a very long time. Okay? I hope that makes sense. The wave of people who passed, the amount of people, you know, who transitioned, that won't, it's not going to happen again for a long time. Hi Kim, could you do a reading on the Paramount and Netflix deal? Would love to know what this means for people of color in media in the future. I think Netflix stepped back, right? So now they're just saying Paramount. If Paramount gets CNN and HBO and um, Discovery, that's in Trump's hands. I could tell you what it means for people of color. We're going to boycott. We won't watch them. We won't watch them. I'm already saying I'm about to cancel Paramount Plus. I can tell you that's what's going to happen. People are done. People are done. People are pushed to the brink now, and they are watching and reading and understanding, and they're done. What will happen? Show me one card. Show me, please. Edgar's laughing. He has his smoking pipe. The devil's on the bottom here. These people don't have foresight. Do you see what happened to Target? Three of Swords. That says everything. Three of Swords is about despair and loss. I'm looking at it from the perspective of them. What will be the result of Paramount taking over this? Death in reverse. Death in reverse. Death upright is about transition and change and growth and letting go of things that no longer serve you. If it's $1 billion company, they'll be all right, but they're going to suffer. Strength in reverse. It's not going to be good for them. People are going to tune out. They're going to shut their shit off and cancel everything. People are done. People are already at their limit of paying for things. So they don't care about giving up things anymore. The attachment to things is fading off. Okay? So that's what's going to happen. They'll definitely acquire it, I sense. Unless, but there's something going on, I believe, in California that they're being investigated, so they may not be able to acquire it. But that's what will happen if they do. The month of March, I think I'll do a little video on that. I don't feel like talking about it. I like to go into deep when I talk about the month ahead. Will Zoro Ranch be fully invested? I can say this about the month of March though. Someone's whispering something. Things will slow down this month, but there'll be some surprises. Things will be slow though. Will Zoro Ranch be fully investigated before it is demolished? And will they find human remains? Wow. Who's investigating it? Locally, is it being investigated? Let's see. Will it be fully investigated? I'm being told someone went there already. Privately. A private authority of some sort. Well, a long time ago. Has nothing to do with Trump. Feels like a foreign country, perhaps. That's what it feels like. They went there already. It's kind of shady, but it's not about Donald Trump. That's private investigators, and no one knows about. Remember, yeah. First of all, let's rewind back. I'm putting a pause on this real quick because something just occurred to me. Y'all, my brain is like, my brain is 5,000 tabs firing at once. And as I was being shown about this thing and this private group investigating this ranch, I saw an image of what's her name? She's the Secretary of Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, the dangerous woman. She popped into my mind, and I immediately, in this other tab, computer tab, I thought of the Georgia investigation against Elon Musk. That's why she was there, because they knew he was being investigated. That's why she was there, to see and collect, and that's why nothing came of it. It just occurred to me. Anyway, back to this ranch. Will it be fully investigated before it's demolished? Maybe. It feels like a yes. I'm sensing a yes. Show me, please, in the cards. Show me in the cards. Five of Pentacles and Two of Cups are on the bottom of what I just saw, but I don't think that's the cards. Queen of Cups in reverse. Is these all in reverse? No. Okay. Six of Swords. Page of Cups. Love the Page of Cups. Two of Swords in reverse. Blindfold coming off. Ace of Pentacles. The Tower in reverse. The Emperor. Eight of Pentacles. Yes, it will be. It will be fully investigated. But yeah, thoroughly. And it feels like this is the thing that they can't put. Tower in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. Followed by the Six of Swords in reverse. I mean, Six of Swords upright. This emotional instability, right? This lack of flow, but moving into calmer waters. From chaos to calm. Here. Then the Six of Cups is this really caring energy. Like, yeah, I'm going to take care of you. You're going to be all right. Pages always bring news. And the Two of Swords in reverse is this lack of confusion. You're not confused or stuck on what to do. Doesn't feel shady. Something is shaking someone is shaking their head no, though. Will something come of it? I'm not sure. Ace of Pentacles. Someone is conducting their own investigation. Tower in reverse. Tower in reverse and the Emperor. It's like a knowing. Someone knows. Nothing is shocking. Tower in reverse. Tower. I just need validation. Y'all know I be needing validation. How long have I been talking? Whatever, it's an hour and a half. Deal with it. Okay, the Tower in reverse often signals that a major necessary life change is being resisted, delayed, or experienced internally rather than as an external catastrophe. Yeah. That's why the Queen of Cups is in reverse. Next to the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles is this, focused, disciplined energy. Like, we're focused on this. And the Eight of Pentacles reminds me of investigation. Because you have to be focused, you have to be organized, you have to be disciplined to expand and move forward. And, Emperor could be Trump. The nervousness with the tower there. I don't know. But yeah, it will be. It doesn't feel like shady. Something's gonna. Will something come of it? I mean, that's where the maybe is for me. I don't know. I don't know. It depends on who shows up when the local peeps go there and they're like, we're here to take over, because that's the only time that the FBI decides to do their job, when they want to cover up. All right, guys, so that's all I got. I'll probably do a video tomorrow. I'll do the Epstein video. I don't know what I'm talking about, though. I feel like I talked about it a lot here. Maybe you'll see me tomorrow. It depends on how I feel. But please like this video if you do. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Wait, what happened? Okay, really, bye.